Are you guys ready for some animal drama? So I have 7 quail hens and 1 quail roux. It kind of unintentionally happened that way. I originally wanted 2 roux, but 1 roux killed the other, unfortunately. So I now have just the one. He's very aggressive, which is why I tend to keep him by himself. He can see the females from up above, and they can poop on him all they want. Hi, Gladys. But he is otherwise pretty content. I make sure that he's got plenty of food and water. He's got plenty of space. He just oogles the girls all day long, and he seems like he's okay. It's funny because I originally named him Fabio because he was, out of the 4 roux that I originally had, he was actually probably the least aggressive. Originally the aggressive one, we called him Senior Assface because he was such a ball. And then the other 2 never got names, but this one we named Fabio initially because he was the only roux that I saw preening. He was like actively preening. I was like, oh, that's definitely Fabio. But then Fabio, I kept Fabio and Assface, and then Fabio ate Assface, I guess. So now it's just Mr. Fabio by himself, and he gets to look at the girls all day long. As for my females, I only have 2 that are named. We have Gladys. It should be that one right there, actually. She's kind of watching me. Gladys is the only one that recognizes me. So because she's so smart, she gets to be named Gladys West. The other one is hiding somewhere. She has a couple of marks on her because she's a little bit bossy. There she is, right over there. So this one is Queen Quilizabeth, if she could just hold still for a second. Hi. Hi, Quilizabeth. There's Gladys again. So Gladys is asking very politely for worms. So we're going to oblige, because she's the only one that will eat out of my hands. So any that eat out of my hands, they can ask for food all they want. There you go, Gladys. Everybody else is kind of afraid to eat out of my hand, but Gladys will do it. And I guess that one too, now that she sees Gladys doing it over and over again. There you go, you can just have them. Now the ducks have an entirely different situation going on. I have them set up in a brooder right here in my bathroom. Where they get to be cleaned very frequently. They're very messy, and they also get to experience the warmth of being indoors. The little duckies have grown so quickly. I've only owned them for maybe like a week, maybe 2 weeks, and they've already grown so incredibly big. So I'm sure you and most people are going, whoa, there are 3. You've only named 2. Yes, I have La Muerte or La Muerta, and I have Big Titty Goth Girlfriend, who's the 3rd one. Here's the thing. I'm actually pretty certain I've got 2 boys and 1 girl. The girl is the smaller one that is usually hiding in the corner a lot. And then I think I've got 2 boys. So I actually had this video almost fully edited for the most part, and I decided that I wanted to create this insert to just kind of talk about something that I've noticed. It might not be like 100% what's going on here, but I kind of just wanted to share it. So I had originally bought 2 little ducklings, and I'm pretty sure it's a male and a female now that I've seen them kind of grow up. And then about 5 days later, I bought one of their siblings because their siblings was just hanging out by himself with another little duckling. And so I was like, oh my god, a sibling, I have to buy that one. And here's what I've learned from that. The 2 originally that I bought, I feel like they haven't quite bonded to me, but they have acclimated so much better to their environment. They are more docile. They are just friendlier. The one that I bought later, not very friendly. It's not mean. These are Cayuga ducks. They tend to be a lot more docile, but it will hiss at me when I tried to grab it. It doesn't want to be held. It doesn't want to be interacted with. The other 2, I will eat out of my hand. I will literally give them little bugs or little grubbies or their food, and they'll eat out of my hand. The other one, I've tried, and it is not receptive. And so what I think happened, this is just my personal observation here, is that I think that because that one spent more time in the store, it got to see the hand come down and grab its siblings. I feel like it might have some trauma. And this is a very good example why you should handle those animals the least amount. It's extremely traumatic for them to be in that environment where they're constantly like a hand is coming down and grabbing their siblings and their siblings just go away forever. Or, you know, you've got people that I get that they have good intentions because they think that coddling and holding a baby animal is good for that. Well, it's not. It can actually stress that animal out. And so the point really is that we need to handle them the least amount while they're being purchased. A lot of the employees there understand that. They'll pick up the animal that you want, they'll put it in a box, they'll let you go. But like, this is a really good example as to why we should tell customers, no, you cannot handle that animal if you don't plan to buy it. Because what happens is that I get an aggressive duck that hisses at me when I try to feed it. And now I have to deal with that for the rest of that animal's life. And I'm pretty sure it's a male. And that means that my female has to deal with that for the rest of her life too. And so it's critical, mission critical. Don't handle animals unless you plan to buy them. It really stresses them out. Know your love does not heal them. Thank you for coming to my little TED Talk. I actually won't know for sure what I have until they become older and we can see their tail feathers, because the boys get a distinct little curly hue at the end of their tail from their feathers, and they're quack. The boys have like a raspy like and the girls have that distinct like quack quack, like it sounds very crisp. And so I am just going to wait till they become older. I'm probably not going to know until around fall. It's important that until then, I treat them all the same. They all get the same treatment, the same loving care, because eventually, if I do have 2 boys, I'm going to eat one. And that is going to be determined once we decide who's going to be the boy that remains and who's going to be the boy that goes. And so they are all going to get fair treatment. I only want them to have one bad day if they're going to be a meat bird. So yeah, that's why I'm not going to give one of them a name, because that one might be named Dinner. So until then, don't tell him he's going to be Dinner. We're going to let him think that he's a little prince, and we're just going to leave it alone. And yeah, but don't tell him. And as always, we have Iroh, king of the goobers, who he lives for ball. That actually hit the tree. That's really funny. It's coming back to me. Can you get it before I do? You win. You're so fun.